Hey everybody, Marcia here. I am back today with another scrapbook YouTube video from my creative scrapbook. I am using the December main kit, and this kit features the Crate Paper Mittens and Mistletoe collection. I'm going to start my layout by making some ink splatters on some white cardstock paper that I've cut down so that I have about 3/4 of an inch of a border all the way around, and I'm going to mount this white cardstock then onto the green striped paper. The spray ink that I'm using is Heidi Swapp Color Shine Seafoam, and the other green that I am using is a Ranger Adirondack Color Wash, and it's called Meadow. This green striped paper is one that I really wanted to use again on other layouts, so I didn't want to waste the whole 12 by 12 sheet as my background here. So what I did is I cut a square out of the middle before I adhered the white cardstock down over the top. I cut a strip of this tree pattern paper with the blue background. It's probably about 4 inches wide. It is as wide as the 3x4 journal card because I'm going to put one of those on top. With the dark green pattern paper, I had some scrap strips that I used my Martha Stewart border punch on to create kind of a scallop border there for the top. Because I have an outdoor picture that I'm scrapbooking, I wanted the bottom to be torn. So I tore a strip of that dark green pattern paper and also the white and black plaid paper to go underneath that blue tree pattern paper. You can see that I had left about 1/3 of the way from the right a gap between the two, and I put a blue circle over the top of that. So I'm just using scraps. This is not my first layout that I'm doing with this kit, but my first YouTube video. So you can tell I'm using some scraps here and making things fit as best as I can. On the bottom, I have 2 pennants pointed up. What I'm trying to do here is create another square within a square. It'll go across to the photo, and then if you go down from the photo, those pennants line up with the photo. Before I start putting a bunch of embellishments on here, I really wanted to do some machine stitching with my sewing machine. So I stitched on this blue pattern paper with the trees on it, and I also stitched around that blue circle that I have to kind of frame in my photo. So I love the texture that machine stitching gives my layout. Now I'm ready to start playing with the embellishments, and there are lots of choices that came with this kit for you to use. There is a 12 by 12 chipboard sticker sheet. There is also 6 by 12 sticker sheets, and then there's also the die cut ephemera. So you have lots of choices for embellishment. I want to create clusters on my pennants on the bottom of my layout, and then I want to create another cluster in the corner of my photo, and then going over I'll create another cluster in that 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly 3x4 journal card. So I'm using some chipboard frames that I put down on the bottom. What you'll see me do sometimes is peel off a layer of the chipboard. I think the American Crafts chipboard is really thick, and sometimes I don't always want it that thickness, especially if I'm layering it over something else. I will use a pick to peel apart some of the cardstock from the back. I have a pink frame on the bottom, and then going up I have a chipboard flower cluster there that I have over the corner of my photo with some stickers underneath and above it. And I found the Mary Mary chipboard banner that would look really nice on top of that cluster, as well as a cardinal die cut ephemera piece to go at the top of my photo. Then going over to the 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly, I used the skunk die cut ephemera and popped them up on some foam tape for dimension. Now because I'm layering on this pennant in the bottom, I really wanted not for it to be too busy, so I mounted some white cardstock behind my frame. Then I can use this to journal something on my layout. So I put a tree on the one side and used a present. I think that's a sticker. And then the 'Tis the Season to Be Jolly, there is a plaid ribbon I put up on that ornament piece to tie it all off. I'm dangling some sticker mittens, also from the cluster from my photo, and found a bundle up sticker that I could put underneath that cluster as well. So I'm finishing off my layout with some sparkly pops of color. This is called Snowflake and it comes from Scrapbook.com. It just adds that cold weather look to my layout. I'm also distressing some of the edges, so with a pick I'm lifting up the edges of some of my pattern paper and just bending it back a little bit with my fingers, sometimes tearing it a little bit. To finish off my layout, then I added some white and green baker's twine. Just swirled it around on the background and then glued it down so that it would stay in that loopy shape. I don't know why, but Christmas layouts, I usually want to dig out my baker's twine. That's my layout. I hope you enjoyed watching my process. Be sure to check out all of the other kits from my creative scrapbook. Again, I am using the main kit. They also have a creative kit, a limited edition kit, and an album kit. Be sure to check them all out. They are fabulous, and you might still be able to get some Black Friday deals. Bye bye now.